What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMoviescreens.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys. This one comes from A24 once again with Hereditary. Now, this one is directed and written by Ari Aster, which, by the way, this is his first feature debut. Crazy. It stars Toni Collette, Gabriel Byrne, Alex Wolff, and Millie Shapiro. And basically what the story is about, because I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, because I want you to go in as blind as not. I don't want you to hear anything. Stay away from the internet. But there is this family where their grandmother dies, which is the mother's mother of the family, and we start to kind of uncover the secrets of maybe this grandma's history and kind of the family history, hence the title of the movie, Hereditary, what is passed down from generation to generation, all the dark family secrets that lie beneath. Now, I saw the trailer to this a while back. I absolutely love the trailer. You know, one of the critic quotes in there claiming it's this generation's The Exorcist is pretty high claims, and so you kind of go in with high expectations. The trailer was really well cut. It makes you have this sense of paranoia and just anxiety, and I was hoping that would carry over to the movie, and I saw the movie. Oh man, guys, this is one of the best films of the year, in my humble opinion, and you know, this is the type of movie I always love watching, are these, you know, really kind of freaky, just creeped out like horror films. This is definitely one of the best, and I absolutely love it. So, you know, one of the genius things about this movie is when you watch the trailer steers you in one direction, where it goes, hey, this movie is going to be about this daughter. It looks like she has like some weird powers or whatever, like she's going to be seeing some stuff, and she's going to be kind of like the main focus of the film, which she is. But as the movie plays out, it goes into many different directions. What Ari Aster does, and what I find kind of amazing, is to the fact that they hid most of the stuff, is that he was able to throw a bunch of different subgenres at us. I'm not going to tell you which subgenres, but different subgenres within the horror genre, and that's how the movie plays out, to where it goes in this direction, it'll go in that direction, and that direction, and when you sit down and you think about it, it shouldn't work like on paper, like, oh man, it's going in this direction and that direction, but it kind of does. And he was able to craft such a story to where it can balance everything and make you feel just as unsettled as the last subgenre. And for me, it worked. It didn't really have any kind of jarring jumps between said subgenres. It just worked for me. And I think what also worked, and what kind of eased the blow a little bit with the jumping of subgenres, was the actual craftsmanship of this film. Whether it be the static use of the cinematography, lingering on shots to really kind of permeate into your brain, or just make your skin crawl with just pure disgust and terror, or the fact that the editing is slow and methodic. And you know, this film at 2 hours long, it seems like it would be too long for a horror film, but it works because it allows everything to kind of sink in and just ultimately creep you out with its imagery, or you know, its use of kind of you know, hair raising at the back of your neck type of score that just accompanies this type of creepiness, or you know, the acting that's on such a high level. It just, everything works to where it's effective as a horror film, it's effective in its subgenres, and it's even effective as a drama. This is a horror drama, which, yet again, the trailer just does not showcase. There's a lot of stuff going on with this family internally that, you know, shows across through horror and through drama that you really kind of feel. So as a drama, it works. As a horror, it works. You know, the cinematography is crisp and it's static, and it just, the lighting makes everything look 10 times creepier in the image. The music is on point. The editing just really is a wonderful slow burn. Ari Aster created one of the best horror films and one of the most effective films I've seen in quite some time. And just to add a cherry on top of everything I just said, the acting is incredible. Usually in horror films, you'll get questionable acting, maybe, you know, some really bad lines of dialogue that are just sputtered out. You know, I've seen other horror films this year, like a Truth or Dare, where the concept itself may seem kind of cheesy or hokey, but could work into a horror type of film, but everything is just so kind of mediocre or just bad to where it looked like no one cared. Where you like watch this, and it looks like Ari Aster cares. It looks like he's really, precise with, how he shoots this thing, how he directs this thing, how it's edited, how it's scored. Everything is just on point to where it feels different than like a PG-13 horror film where it's not shaky cam, it's not, jump scares like every 2 seconds. This filmmaker relies on actual, creepy imagery to creep you out, and you don't have to cut every 3 seconds. That's what's genius about this. It's a movie that is effective and just gets under your skin, and it is the type of bone chill terror that will, kind of burn these images into your head and just make you want to have nightmares from that night that you watch it, and of course, like 2 months from now. That's just how it works. But the acting is on a whole different level. Toni Collette gives one of the scariest performances I've ever seen her give. She also gives a very frightening performance in terms of the drama, and really just show this kind of raw emotion that you would want in this type of character and situation when you've lost your mother and lost a bunch of other family members. Gabler Byrne as the father is really great. He's the the person that's just like, what are you doing? This is not what's happening. He was kind of the rationale, but then of course he gets wrapped up into situations that he probably would never thought of. Millie Shapiro is her first movie, because it said introducing her as Charlie, her character. She was really good too. Child actors are usually hit and miss for me, but she was subtle. She was terrifying, and she really kind of had this sense of, childlike wonderment of, what a child kind of goes through, where, they feel like they're imagining things, but they know deep down that they're seeing real things. And of course, their parents are confronting them like, "Oh, you didn't actually see this." And it's like, "No, I actually saw this." So, definitely a kind of subtle child performance that I really dug. But believe it or not, I know everyone's going on the Toni Collette train. My favorite is actually Alex Wolff. The physical acting that this guy brings is incredible. Whether he's in pain, or whether he's crying, or whether he is, being frightened, Alex Wolff gives some of the best facial acting I've seen all year. Some of the best, performance I've seen all this year. And in some ways, he actually takes over most of the movie. And, without giving anything away, I think he's one of the kind of driving forces behind the movie, because he goes through probably one of the biggest arcs of the entire movie, especially within the first act. You'll know what I mean when you see it, but he goes through this transformation. We kind of see the ups and downs of him, to where I felt like a lot of it was focused on him, which is not a problem, because once again, the marketing tells you different, and that's fantastic. So the acting is just top notch. One of the best horror films I've seen in quite some time. Please, if you love weird horror films, or you want to see kind of like a mix of different horror genres and subgenres, and horror drama, is if you like horror films, you'll love this. If you want to see something different that's not like a standard horror flick, go see it. It's A24. Please trust them. I love this movie quite a bit. I only reserve A+s for movies if I truly feel it. Can't go there quite yet. I gotta see it again. But I will say that I am comfortable with giving Hereditary a solid A. I think it is definitely worth it for that grade. And probably my favorite thing about this, and I forgot to mention this, and if I did, I'll say it again, the unpredictability of this movie, and the fact that the marketing didn't show what the movie truly is what's truly surprising. And the whole third act of this movie, and even the first act, the third act is so surprising that when it's done, you're going to be like, what did I just watch? I want to watch that again, and that creeped me out. So that is my review of Hereditary. So please let me know down below what you thought of this movie. I'm a fan of this genre, so this is definitely one of my favorites of the year so far. So please let me know down below. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.